They're just thoughts. Isn't that a fun realization? Hi everyone, I'm Joel Casey. We're on the inward safari. That phrase came to me one night. Actually, I was fast asleep, and usually when I'm in bed fast asleep, I don't wake up until the morning. But it just so happened in the middle of the night, I woke up and thought, well, here I am awake, I might as well go to the bathroom. I left everything dark. I didn't turn on a light or anything because I'm very familiar with my surroundings. So I groggily got out of bed. I didn't want to wake myself up too much, but I took care of business. Well, actually, between bed and bath, about halfway between, as I'm making my way to the bathroom, that thought or that realization was inserted into my mind. They're just thoughts. It so startled me because it was an insert. I wasn't, didn't seem to be self-generated. Where it came from, why it came as it did, who knows, but it stopped me. And I contemplated that for a moment. First of all, I was like, who said that? And then I went, they're just thoughts. I repeated it to myself. Or maybe it repeated itself to me, whatever. And I looked at that and I realized, well, yeah, that's true. They are. They're just thoughts. Well, I took care of business, went back to bed, fell asleep, woke up the next day realizing I had just been given an incredible insert. Because when you really think about this, and that's a funny term right there, when you realize and contemplate this without thinking, thoughts have no power of their own. None. They're not powerful. They are what they are. There are thoughts. We're not denying that, but they have no power over us unless we unintentionally give our power away to them. Here's another thing that came to me as I contemplated this. Thoughts are self-contained. They can't be more than what they are or less than what they are. They're like within a bubble, if you will. But there they are. They're self-contained. Now, thoughts can be very closely related, and we think that they're, one stream after another. But that's like if you know about movies, it's just one scene, and then there's light separating one scene from another scene. But because it moves so fast, it looks like it's all continuous movement, but it's really just one scene upon one scene upon one scene after another, after another, after another. Same is true with the thinking process. Now, sometimes thoughts can get so much momentum that we feel like we can't stop them. Here's my suggestion. Don't even try. Just allow the thought to be what it is. And that spaciousness, when we allow something to be what it is without trying to change it or run away from it or do anything to it, we somehow we separate ourselves, which we as consciousness suddenly realize that there is a thought rising within consciousness, like ocean waves that come and go. They're all part of the ocean, but we as consciousness itself we are not a thought. A thought rises and falls within consciousness. And here's how, self-observation that's what the inward journey really is all about. It's probably the best tool we have as sentient beings. We can observe our thoughts. We can observe, just like we do in the external world, we observe the external world, things that go on around us. We can actually start to become more and more aware of the fact that we are observers. We can be in the witness position and see a thought and not attach ourselves to it, which gives it no power over us at all. Now we have a choice. Thinking that thought is optional. How does it make me feel? What do I care how it makes me feel? But we'll have to go deeper into that one, but on another time. But just play with this for a while. Let that be your mantra for a day or two. Just check in with yourself and go, you know what? They're just thoughts. There goes another one. Hey, there's another thought. Wonder what my next thought's going to be. Have some fun with it. Don't let this just be intellectual. Experience it for yourself. Let it be experiential, and you'll see what happens in your own life. You'll be able to get between the thoughts more often, and that really is where the fun begins. So we'll continue on this inward safari, this inward journey. And maybe the next question we'll ask ourselves is, who am I letting in my house? I'll explain in our next segment. Thanks so much for joining me.